Right, hello. So, as you know, adults, G has hurt his leg a little bit, so I'm going to be filling in for this week's lesson, but it's going to be done a little bit differently. So I'm not going to go over moves and everything and you copy, or I don't know how the others did it, but this is going to be how I do it. So it's a fitness class, it's a circuit, it's going to be between 45 minutes and an hour, depending on how you set the settings for the circuit. That's up to you. I advise, and I'll go through a little bit, is to get an app, which is Focus. There we go. It's this one there. It's called Trifecta. Okay, Trifecta is a very good app. It's for fitness and it helps you set timers. It's got workouts and everything on it. So this is what I use to be able to do fitness timers for if I do circuits or anything like that. It's easy to use. It's free as well. I know it's on Apple or iOS. I don't know. I'm assuming it is on Samsung, but I'm sure there's plenty of other fitness tracking apps out there. But if you do decide to get Trifecta, you click at the bottom in the middle, and to the side there's a fitness timer. And from there, we're looking at doing interval. And then you can set up how to do the circuit and everything on there. It's really easy. It makes it a lot easier. Obviously, if you don't, stopwatch works just as well. It's just a lot easier for me. You can set up how many rounds, you can set up the durations, how many cycles you want to do, and just stuff like that. So that's what I use for it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 10 rounds. So we've got on the whiteboard, we've got 10 rounds. So each one of these is a round, 10 rounds of it, and we're going to do it 3 times. We'll have a break in between. So depending on how confident you feel, you set up the timer however you want. But ideally, want each exercise to be done for a minute. You can decide how long you want in between, decide how long you want your break in between, and in between each cycle. So after you've finished each 10, then there's a break in between before you do the next cycle. You decide how long you want that to be. But if you want to, I'd like for you to put it down in the chat, in the adults group chat, to see how long you did each exercise for. Hopefully over a minute. If not, that's completely fine. How long you had rest periods and how long you had in between each cycle. Just helps me see where everyone's at and how's everyone doing. I just want you to give it your best, and that's it. So from there, how it's going to work is each exercise goes upper body, core, lower, upper, lower, core, upper, core, lower. So it goes upper, core, lower, all the way down to 10, and then you go back up to the beginning again. So obviously there's different variations of each one if you want to do it easier or harder, but I'll just go through them. So first, is it backwards for you? Oh, it's backwards, isn't it? That's not going to work either, is it? No, that's upside down. So I'll post an actual picture on the adults chat for you of what they are, just so you can go through, but this is just a little video to go through with it. So one is punches, and it's just going to be left leg in front, fists up, and you've got your punches, which is nice and easy. Next is going to be plank. So everyone does plank differently. This is the way I want you to do it. So from there we come down, and we're going to go for a lower plank. So this is an upwards plank. We're going nice and low. I don't want to see those hands together. Hands nice and forwards and nice and straight. So from there, you see, my bum doesn't drop down there, my bum's not up there, and I don't have my head resting on the floor either. Head nice and high, hands facing forwards, and it's there. That's the first one. Well, that's the plank. Okay, then we've got snap kicks. So each time you go for a technique, I want us to be using both legs, so not just one. So whether we have a left or right leg, I don't mind, but keep those fists up, nice big snap kicks. Okay, remember it's a fitness session, so I'm not too worried about technique. I just want to see those moves getting out there. Okay? Make sure that at no point in it we don't drop those fists, because obviously by the time we get to the 3rd cycle, you are going to be blowing if you've managed to set the timers and everything up correctly. So make sure that we're giving it our all and that we are getting something out of it. So don't use the techniques, because obviously the techniques, they're going to be a little bit easier. And don't use those as a little break to slow down, okay? Use that time to really get those in. Make sure we don't drop those fists and get those techniques out, okay? Really big, especially when you're going for those gradings and everything. When by the time you get to the end, we usually put the techniques at the end. So if you've got to the end of that grading and then those moves start to get sloppy, that's why you start to drop points. So you probably keep those fists up and make sure those techniques are getting up properly. Okay, after snap kicks, we have rising elbows. So it's the same again, fists up, nice and big. All the way up. I don't want to see those, well, obviously I can't see, but don't want to see them getting lazy and coming down here. Okay, make sure even when we get to that third cycle at the very end, we're still doing them. Okay, next we've got leg raises. So we know this one very fondly. Obviously make sure you've got enough space. From there, at no point in this exercise do my feet touch the floor. From there, my feet don't touch the floor. Hands can go by the side, but we don't want them under our bums. Don't want them behind the heads. From there, and it's up and down. I don't want them coming over the head and the bum coming off the floor. I want them coming and stopping at a 90 degree and then coming back down again. Okay? That's leg raises. Next one, squats. Everyone does squats differently with their hands, so I don't mind whether you want to come down and put your hands out in front, whether you want to hold your ears to come down, whether you just want to keep them in nice and tight or hold onto your gi when you go down. I don't mind. It's just I don't mind with your arms, I just mind with the legs. So from there, when we do our squats, we want those legs about shoulder width apart. So from there, from your shoulders and down. My toes point forwards. Don't want them out there, don't want them in. Ugh. Pointing forwards, and from there we come down until we're basically sitting on the toilet, so till we're level. So from there I come down, and I come back up again. That's one proper squat. I come down, and I come up. As you get through the cycles, I don't want to start, you won't get anything out. Make sure the technique is done properly, all the way down and all the way up. Okay, after squats, 8 blocks. From there, legs, arms there. From there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's not nice and slow. Okay, it's nice and quick. We all know these blocks, we've been doing them since day one. Let's get them out, straight back, and back to doing it again. Okay? From there, we've got sit-ups. From there, feet flat on the floor. Don't want them out there. Nice and high. Hands on our ears, or we don't want them behind our head because we don't want them pulling our leg, or we don't have them anywhere. We have them just nice and high. We come all the way up and all the way down. Okay? If you don't know if you've gone high enough, hold onto your ears until your elbows touch, okay? And then back down. Now make sure you get all the way up and all the way down, because otherwise you might not even realise and you might only be doing this. That's half sits, completely different exercise. So we come all the way up and we come all the way down again. Okay, next one we've got a knee strike. So left or right leg in front, fists up, we come up and we come up. Look at my toes. When I do the knee strikes, my toes point down to the floor and they come above that hip. Up, up, nice and big. And the last one, for number 10, left leg in front, fist up, and it's any upper body strike. So this is where your brain comes into it. So I don't want you just throwing out punches for the whole minute, or uppercuts, or hooks, okay? I want you to use your variety now. So for the whole of it, you're doing one exercise. You don't really have to think about it, do you? You just have to go through. And that's where your brain comes into it. So swap between everything. So from there, your punches. And you could have your uppercuts. Open those hands with the palm strikes. Okay, hammer fist. As long as it's using those arms, I do not mind what it is. Okay, just throw those moves out for that minute. And that is the 10. So as soon as that 10 is finished, then you'll put onto your break. So whether you want a minute break in between each cycle, or maybe if you don't think you need a minute, maybe you think you need less, maybe you think you need more. And then you go back in and you start from the top, you do it all again, and then you go back in for that break at the end, and then you redo it. Okay? That's going to be your session for today. Also, another little thing for you. Once you've finished the session, I want you to put in the group chat the word red, so R-E-D, and it just shows that you've got to the end of the video and you've watched it. So if anyone asks why you put red in the chat or anything like that, just don't answer. Okay, so no one, unless they've watched it, they won't know why, but I just want to see that chat full of the word red, so I know who's seen it and who's actually paying attention and going through all the way to the end. Thanks for that. That's today's lesson.